Michael Jordan visits his old locker room and finds his father's handwritten note. The Boston Garden was a ghost now. Nothing like the arena that once roared with thousands. Time had stripped the place down to concrete bones. Rust clung to railings, old paint peeled like sunburned skin, and silence filled the space that used to echo with buzzer beaters and boos. Michael Jordan walked in alone, a key borrowed from a city official he'd known since his rookie year. No press, no cameras, no entourage, just him and this place that used to hate him every time he touched the ball. He hadn't planned to come back. Not really. But after the charity event wrapped and the limo waited, something pulled at him. Maybe it was unfinished business. Maybe it was ghosts. The hallway to the visitor's locker room was shorter than he remembered. Or maybe he was just older now. Every step carried weight, knees that had given him glory, now stiff with age. His shoes scraped the dust-coated floor. He pushed the locker room door open. Hinges groaned. There it was. The same cracked tiles. The same rows of old-school lockers. Smelled like rust and memories. He stood in the middle, letting it all hit. Here's where he laced up for 63 points in the playoffs. Here's where he sat, soaked in sweat, when Bird called him God disguised as Michael Jordan. And here's where he sat, once, alone, angry, doubting everything, until a note changed everything. That night in '86, his dad had slipped into the locker room before Game 2, said he had to use the bathroom. MJ knew better. James Jordan didn't do anything without a reason. Now, almost 40 years later, MJ walked straight to his old locker. Third from the right. He reached for the latch, hesitated, then opened it. Empty. But something told him to check deeper. He ran his hand along the back wall. Nothing. Then lower. Then the panel shifted slightly. He pressed harder, click. A hidden slat popped loose. A folded piece of paper slid out. Yellowed. Faded. His hands, once perfect for controlling a game, now trembled as he unfolded it. The handwriting hit him first. Bold. Confident. His father's. No matter how they boo, you play like you love this game more than they hate you. Proud of you always. Dad. MJ sat down on the bench, paper in hand. It was like being punched in the chest. Not pain. Something deeper. Something only a son could feel for a man who taught him how to win without ever needing a trophy. He remembered that game. Not the points. Not the headlines. He remembered how scared he was, how outmatched he felt going against Boston's dynasty. His dad had left this note before the game, tucked behind the locker wall. MJ never saw it then. But he didn't need to. Because the message had been in everything his father ever told him. In every road trip, every free throw he rebounded, every "you got this," Mike whispered courtside. MJ folded the note slowly. His eyes were wet, but he didn't wipe them. People always said he was ruthless. Obsessive. Maybe he was. But this game, this drive, this fire, he didn't invent it. He inherited it. He stood up and tucked the note into his jacket pocket. Looked around the locker room one last time. A sound behind him. Just a drip. Probably a leak in the pipes. Still, it snapped him out of it. He shook his head and chuckled. Ghosts, he muttered. He walked back down the hallway, not in a hurry. Something about this visit made the world slow down. Outside, the wind picked up. Boston's skyline had changed, but the sky looked the same. The limo driver stood by the car, door open, phone in hand. MJ nodded and climbed in, quiet. He didn't say where to next. In his hand, the note rested like a game ball after a win. He thought of all the people who thought they knew him. The reporters. The rivals. Even the fans. They saw the championships, the fadeaways, the tongue-out dunks. But none of them saw this. None of them saw the kid who just wanted to make his dad proud. As the limo pulled away from the garden, MJ stared out the window. He wasn't going home. Not yet. There was something else he needed to do. And it started with a call to Chicago. The gym buzzed with noise, shoes squeaking, balls thudding, whistles blowing, but it wasn't energy. It was chaos. No structure. No leadership. Just teenagers going through the motions. Michael stood in the corner, arms folded, watching. The coach had invited him as a favor, but hadn't told the kids. When Malik launched a wild three and missed everything, the coach blew his whistle hard. That's enough. We've got a guest. Heads turned. Phones came out. Someone whispered, "That's MJ." Malik didn't care. He snatched his rebound and muttered, "He ain't playing now." Michael smirked. He remembered that attitude. He'd worn it once too. The coach waved him over. "Mike, this is the team. We've been struggling. You can say a few words if you want." Michael stepped forward, not looking for applause. "You all think you're going to the league," he said, scanning the room. "Half of you don't know how to pass. The other half don't even run plays." Someone laughed, then stopped when MJ didn't smile. "I'm not here to be your idol. I'm here because someone told me you needed help." Malik leaned against the wall, unimpressed. "You don't know us." Michael looked at him. "Maybe I do." Later, after practice ended, Michael stayed behind. The coach had gone. Most of the kids had too. Except Malik. He stayed to shoot alone. Same wild form. Same frustration. Michael walked over, rebounded for him without a word. Malik shot again. Clank. Michael passed it back. They went like that for 10 minutes, no talking. Finally, Malik said, "You think I'm soft?" Michael caught the ball. Held it. "I think you're angry. And you used that instead of focus." Malik grabbed the ball. "You had everything. I got nothing. No dad. No agent. No scouts. Just this court." Michael stepped forward. "I didn't always have everything. You think I was born with 6 rings? My dad worked 2 jobs. He didn't care about scouts. He cared about who I was when nobody was watching." Malik looked away. "Must be nice to have a dad." Silence hung for a beat. Michael nodded slowly. It was. He pulled the folded note from his pocket. Held it out. Malik hesitated, then took it and read. "Your dad wrote this?" Michael nodded. "Left it in my locker during one of the hardest nights of my life. I didn't even find it until this week." "Why show me?" "Because you need to hear it too." Malik folded it back up and handed it over. The next day, Michael returned. No press. No shoes to sell. Just MJ in sweats, with a clipboard and a whistle. He ran them hard. They hated it. But some part of them wanted more. He pulled Malik aside after a drill. "Stop checking. Read the floor. Trust your guys." Malik wiped sweat from his face. "They don't know what they're doing. Then teach them. Leaders make players better. They don't just drop 30 and walk off." Practice ended with grumbling, but the players left talking. That hadn't happened in weeks. Days passed. Michael came back again. And again. Word got out, MJ was coaching high school kids. Most thought it was temporary. But he kept showing up. One day, a scout from a junior college came by. Watched Malik. Took notes. Malik noticed. And it messed with him. He started playing selfish. Going for highlights. Ignoring teammates. Michael saw it. After practice, he pulled Malik aside. "What are you doing?" Malik shrugged. "Trying to get noticed." Michael's voice was calm. "You think that's what got me noticed?" Malik didn't respond. Michael walked over to the wall and wrote something on the whiteboard. A quote. Your name's not made in the spotlight. It's made in the dark, when no one's watching. Keep playing for yourself, and you'll stay where you are. Play for something bigger, your team, your future, and you'll rise. Malik stormed out. Michael didn't chase him. He knew this moment. He'd lived it. Sometimes you have to lose a kid to reach him. A week passed. No Malik. Michael showed up anyway. Ran drills. Pushed the rest of the team. Talked less. Observed more. Then, Friday night. Game night. Malik walked in late. Dressed. Silent. No apology. Michael gave a short nod. They needed a win to make playoffs. First half was rough. Malik forced shots. Missed open looks. Coach benched him. Halftime. Locker room was quiet. Michael stepped in. Looked at Malik. You done proving you don't need anyone? Malik said nothing. Michael pointed to the court. You want to win? Play the right way. Second half. Malik came off the bench with a different look. Made the extra pass. Hustled. Pulled his team together. Tie game. Final seconds. Malik had the ball. He drove, drew two defenders. Instead of forcing it, he kicked it out to the corner. Open teammate. Shot. Splash. Buzzer. Win. The crowd went wild. But Malik didn't celebrate. He looked at Michael. Michael smiled. Just a small nod. After the game, Malik sat in front of his locker. Breathing heavy. Michael handed him something folded. Malik opened it. Different handwriting this time. Your name's not made in the spotlight. It's made in the dark, when no one's watching. Make him proud. MJ. Malik read it twice. Didn't say anything. Just folded it and tucked it into his bag like it was worth more than anything in the gym. Michael left without a word. He didn't need one. Michael sat alone in the top row of the bleachers, hoodie pulled low, unnoticed among the crowd. The state playoff gym buzzed with anticipation. Hundreds of voices filled the air, but he tuned them out. His focus was on the court. Malik stood in the huddle with his team, calm, grounded. It wasn't the same kid who'd barked at teammates weeks ago. He'd grown. He wasn't trying to be the star anymore. He was the core. The quiet leader. Michael had watched the shift happen slowly, every practice, every choice. The way he stayed late to rebound for teammates, the way he picked them up after mistakes. He wasn't chasing scouts anymore. He was building trust. The referee blew the whistle. The game tipped off. Malik moved with purpose. He passed when he used to force. He defended like it mattered more than scoring. The crowd noticed. So did the opposing team. They doubled him. He didn't flinch. Halftime came with the score tied. The team walked off, sweaty and tired, but determined. In the locker room, Coach laid out a plan. But before they went back out, Malik stood. He didn't say much. Just looked around at his teammates. No matter how they play us, we play like we love the game more than they hate us. Michael heard it from the hallway. He didn't smile right away. He just nodded. The second half began, and the game got tight. Foul trouble, turnovers, nerves. With 30 seconds left, they were down by 1. Timeout. The coach drew up a final play. Malik glanced at Michael in the crowd, just once. Then he looked at his team. Back on the court, the ball was inbound. Malik drove hard. Defense collapsed. He didn't shoot. He passed. Again. Same corner. Same teammate. Shot went up. Nothing but net. Buzzer. The gym exploded. Malik didn't jump. He didn't pound his chest. He went straight to the teammate who hit the shot and hugged him. The team piled on. Michael stayed seated. Watched it all unfold. Later, after the noise had faded and the crowd thinned, Malik walked out of the locker room into the quiet hallway. Michael waited. They looked at each other. No need for speeches. You played the right way, Michael said. Malik nodded. Feels better than scoring 30. I know, Michael said. They walked outside together. The night was cool. Streetlights hummed. Malik looked at him. Why'd you really come back? Michael thought for a second. I found something in Boston. Something my dad left for me. I guess I needed to remember why I ever played in the first place. You found it after all these years? Michael pulled the note from his jacket, the one he'd kept folded and guarded like a trophy. He handed it to Malik one more time. Malik read it again. No matter how they boo, he repeated softly. This hit different now. Michael took it back. It always will. They stood there in silence, just for a moment. I've been offered jobs, Michael said. Coaching, media, all that. Never felt right. But this, what we did here, that felt right. You staying? Malik asked. Michael smiled. We'll see. Malik nodded, then turned to leave. Before he did, he pulled something from his bag. It was folded paper. My mom died when I was 11, Malik said. She used to write notes for my lunchbox. I kept one. He handed it over. Michael unfolded it. You are not what you don't have. You are what you choose to become. Michael closed it, carefully. Keep that one, Malik said. I will, Michael answered. They shook hands. A real one. Firm. Honest. Malik walked into the night, backpack slung over one shoulder. He wasn't a project anymore. He was his own player now. Michael turned and looked up at the stars. For years, he'd chased the game for glory, then outrun it for peace. But here, in this overlooked gym with worn-out floors, he'd remembered what mattered. Not titles. Not fame. Legacy. He didn't need applause anymore. He'd left something behind tonight. Something better than a highlight reel. And as he walked away, note in pocket, steps quiet on the pavement, he knew one thing for certain. His father would have been proud.